Following on from my earlier video on support, let's delve in a little bit deeper and work out how we do that and what impact it might have on our flute playing. So we hear an awful lot about our diaphragm when we're playing our flutes, and I know that often you can be told, use your diaphragm, use your diaphragm. Well, here's a spoiler, you can't use your diaphragm, you can't, it's an involuntary muscle. It works by itself, but we can help it work freely by using some of our other muscles round about. So what is your diaphragm? It's a large disc muscle that sits underneath your lungs, and it expands and contracts as you breathe in and out and do various other things. So let's find it first of all. You can identify if you've got the hiccups, that's your diaphragm going into spasm, or if you're laughing so hard that it hurts, that's probably your diaphragm trying to squeeze that last bit of air out of your lungs as well, because you can't breathe. So that's when you might find your diaphragm. So if you took a great big breath in, and don't forget the air has to go down to the bottom of your lungs for this to have any impact at all. If the air stays tight and up here, your diaphragm can be doing whatever and it has absolutely no impact on your playing. So take the air right down to the bottom of your lungs. And then if you engage your muscles, like somebody's going to come up and tickle you, or somebody's going to come up and punch you in the tummy, that will engage these abdominal muscles and then allow your diaphragm to work more freely. You can also find this if you hiss. So by taking your breath right down to the bottom of your lungs, engage your muscles. We then push the air out and your muscles will automatically support that airflow, and your diaphragm will be able to speed up or slow down the airflow as well. If you like, we're just creating pressure behind that airflow so that it's strong. So this is creating support from the source of the air, from our lungs, if you like. If we can imagine it as a garden hose, we're attached at the tap. So if you want to increase the pressure of the flow, you would turn the tap on more fully and you'd get more water through the hose. But remember, if you've got a kink in the hose, then this can interrupt the flow. And the kink in our flute playing could be tension in our throat or bad posture, and this would really have a negative effect on how the air comes out of our lungs. So let's assume that there are no kinks in our hose and the air is coming out freely. We then have our embouchure, which we could consider as the nozzle of our hose, and this will do various things. The size of the aperture will change the speed of the flow as well. So obviously a smaller aperture, or your smaller embouchure, would speed up the flow. However, you're not going to get the same amount of air through that aperture as well. So it could narrow your sound, it could tighten your sound. If you've got a larger aperture, then you're certainly going to get more air or more water if you're thinking of the hose through it, but you might lose some of the direction. So this is here to refine the air, but we have to consider this as part of our support system, because how firm we are here or how flexible we are is all part of the support, how we control that air speed and manage the flow. So a few things to remember. Your diaphragm is important, but it can't be controlled. You can control all the muscles round about so that your diaphragm can be really efficient. Remember that you must get the air down to the bottom of your lungs. Otherwise, these muscles can't have any impact on the airflow. From there, you can control the speed of the air, you can control the direction of the air, and your playing will be all the better for it. Hopefully this has cleared up any ambiguity that you might have about support. If it has, please like this video. Don't forget to subscribe so you can catch other videos coming out too.